My name is Trinity Harrington. I am the Customer Success Manager as well as other various jobs for college sports evaluation. My background is I played at a Power 5 conference school, and I am now a retired pitcher, but I also was able to play a little bit professional as well.
If you're willing, would you mind sharing that experience with us?
Of course. So back in 2017, I unfortunately lost my father during the season. It was 2 days before regionals. We were hosting regionals that year, and I got a call from my mom. My mom said my dad was in the hospital. At that point, it was pretty typical. Back when I was in high school, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and then we thought it went away. As soon as I was done with my sophomore college season, I found out that he had cancer once again, and this time it was a lot faster and more aggressive. So, but he made sure that he could come to every softball game that he could. But when I received this phone call, my mom said my coach was going to come by and pick me up and take me to the airport so I could come home. That doesn't usually happen, so I knew something bad was about to happen, and I had to say goodbye to my team at the time, and got on the plane and went to go see my dad. I was lucky enough to see him before he did pass away, but the next day, unfortunately, is when he actually passed. I stayed with my family during that time and grieved, and my team did really successful, and they got us to a super regional. But the question that was on everyone's mind was I going to return for super regionals? And the answer was an automatic yes. I needed to be there for my team, and I needed a distraction from what just happened. And I knew it was right by me too. Softball was everything to me at that point. It was family, school, and softball. So it was the one thing I knew I can do for myself and for my family. And my mom needed that as well, to see me out there to play. And we won. It was wonderful. We got to go to the World Series, which was also an amazing experience, whirlwind of just chaos, just pure chaos. And honestly, you don't even know it actually happened until you're done. And then when we were finished, I went back home, and I kind of thought about it, and I was alone. No matter how much I talked to my mom or was around my teammates, I felt extremely, extremely alone. I suffered from anxiety attacks while I was sleeping, and I was isolating myself because that's what I thought needed to happen. I needed to make sure I was taking care of it myself, and that doesn't work. I don't know if it works for most people, but it definitely doesn't work for me. So I reached out a little bit too late, in my opinion, but I reached out to a teammate that I trusted, asked her if she was okay to listen to me. And she's like, yeah, I'll listen to you. And I needed a teammate to know what was going on. And we talked for probably hours. And I've kept apologizing to her. I'm like, I'm so sorry I'm putting this on you. And she's like, no, like, I need to know. I'm like, we are your support, and you need to be able to lean on us. We lean on you all the time on the mound, but you need to lean on us right now. That helped so much. It got me comfortable talking about my feelings, what was going on. I hope most people don't ever have to go through that experience at a young age, but it happens. And I was able to use my story as a way to help others. And I knew if I was helping others, I was helping myself as well, because it gave me an opportunity to just work through everything that was going on, all the emotion, the anger, the depression, and I was able to, get better. So one part is being able to talk about it. When I have the opportunity to, in an appropriate setting, of course, to talk about my story and talk about my mental health that I had during that time, it gives other people the opportunity to ask questions. And it gives me an opportunity to learn their story as well. And that helps me because I hear other people's stories and I'm like, I'm not alone in this. I'm not on an island by myself. There are so many other people struggling with so many different things. And when we come together as a community, we can lean on each other. I also journal a lot. I take the time and every day to kind of sit down with my thoughts and I put them down on a piece of paper and be like, okay, are you working in a way that can, some of these things that you're writing down, are these things that can be fixed right away, or are these things that are going to be gradual? And sometimes things don't go away. And my anxiety has not gone away. It's just transferred over into other places now. I'm also on medication. I'm not afraid to say it. And I think that's another thing, that there's a stigma around taking medication. And it's okay. You're going to end up having to take things when you're older anyway. So just you need to start being prepared now. And it's okay to go to the doctor and be like, hey, I need to start taking some stuff, I think. And I went to therapy. So therapists work for some people, some don't. So there's things that I did and I'm still doing that are making the death of my father easier to talk about and easier to accept and move forward. When you're watching someone playing the sport, you're seeing an athlete. But remember, that's someone's child. Sorry. When people watch athletes, it's easy to forget what's under the uniform. That's someone's child that's playing, someone's brother or sister. And there are times when the uniform is a shield, but the uniform is also a target. And so I want the sports community, colleges, even all the way down to T-ball, see the person underneath. I always felt like I was constantly screaming when I was playing, seeing me. Don't just see the great successes I have in my life, which I did, and I'm extremely blessed for it. But see me as a human, because the criticism can get a lot and be a lot. And remember, that is someone's child that you're giving criticism to. And that's what I want to see changed in the community, is see the human underneath, not just the athlete. When you think you need help, go get help. Don't think you can do this alone. There are times where we can handle things on our own. Other times it's better if we lean on a community. There are people out there, resources out there that you can go to, whether that is something small like talking to your teammates or talking to your friends, even talking to your family about it. But if you're not comfortable bringing in your personal life to what's going on inside of your brain, reach out to your counselor, or see if you can get a therapist or someone professional to talk to that can help. Don't isolate yourself. Don't ignore what you need. Sometimes it's good to be a little bit selfish, because being selfish is not going to harm you, okay? Your mental health comes first in a lot of situations.
What's one word you would use to describe yourself?
Describe myself?
One word.
I know. Resilient.
Perfect.
Because my mom will be upset if I don't say it.